I started off when I saw that and I was like, what the fuck? But as I'm like, I'm kind of comforted by that.
You know what? It eases us into a nice, relaxing something.
That's what the show is all about.
It is. It's absolutely about nice something and relaxing. So
yeah. Well, hey fuckers, did you miss us? You know you did.
Did you know we were gone?
Yeah, that's completely fair. But we did say that we were going to pop up every now and again, and especially after Spooky. This Spooky was quite eventful. And so we got a lot of shit to talk about. So as Harriet figures out her voguing.
I'm sorry.
we never claim to be professional, so it's okay.
Why start now?
Exactly, right? No. So
it's been
hi,
a day.
Rob. How you doing? What you drinking?
Oh, well, see, as you can see here, I am drinking a Dirty Shirley.
Ooh.
So, you know.
All right, you're going to have to elaborate.
It's a pretty manly drink, you know, not for pussies like you people. No, this is a Dirty Shirley. This is a Shirley Temple with vodka.
Yeah.
So it's a Dirty Shirley.
Very fancy.
I just figured it was a dirty glass, but
it's pink. You can see the pink in the cherries.
Oh,
and Rob is all about the pink. All right, so I mean, I guess I don't know. Are you watching anything, or okay.
Two in the pink. Okay.
I mean, that kind of show, guys.
Yeah, it is. Did you miss me? Am I watching anything? No, I'm playing a game called Returnal.
Oh, okay.
Returnal is kind of like a Lovecraftian sci-fi horror thing where you crash land on a planet, you run around until you die, and then you see tentacles pull you back into a dream, and then you kind of start the whole thing over like it never happened. And it's just this long repeating loop until you slowly start piecing together what the hell's actually going on.
That actually sounds really interesting.
And lots of dark, scary tentacles.
Oh, and just because of Coke, but because I'm an adult, I have it in a SpongeBob cup because. Yeah. Mike, you're inside.
I know. I actually got a computer that computes. So I don't have to be like.
That was year 2000, huh?
Yeah, I know. And it has a camera. Like, what?
Wow. That's crazy. We're not hearing cicadas and shit in the background.
I know. You're just hearing very heavily panting coming on from Lady because she can't close her mouth.
We're getting spoiled, man. We're just getting spoiled. So Mike, how are you doing? What are you drinking? What are you watching? All that shit.
Doing good. Just doing all my summer work and that. So just been busy and that. Drinking the Busch Light. I did have mixed drinks yesterday and that. Was doing Jameson orange whiskey and that. Yeah.
Interesting.
I know. So I had to hydrate today and then.
So I was gonna say, was that for the show? I'm assuming, or just because?
No, just randomly.
Oh. Okay. Because for those of you, for some reason, when we got StreamYard back, we don't get our cute little titles underneath the names. So we can't put Mike's Pints and Pistons underneath there, which we're disappointed. And I was just about to ask if the chat was actually working or not. But the mayor has arrived.
Oh, hey, there you go. Now I see it. I clicked the wrong button, but now I see it.
Yeah, we forgot how to do all this, so we're gonna be fucking up the whole.
I'm sending the alerts out. You just keep your chat going there.
Chatty chat.
Not really watching anything. I mean, we watched the Poop Cruise documentary on Netflix yesterday, which was pretty fun.
Could you repeat that? Because I just heard you say the Poop Freeze documentary, and I'm almost positive that's not what you said.
Poop Cruise.
Cruise. Okay.
Yeah, the carnival one thing and that. Yeah, that whole incident. Yeah, it was a pretty good documentary.
Good.
But yeah, so watch that and. Yeah, just been playing Firefighter Simulator. That's about it.
That's random.
Yeah, no, like that's pretty much my life.
Oh, and the chat just kicked in. So Jake, John, and DJ.
Hey, Jake, John, DJ, hey everyone. You know, it's for those of you that are like as old as fuck as I am. Do you remember what was it, the Magic Mirror? What the fuck was that shit? Magic Garden, where they had the Magic Mirror. I see Jake and John and DJ.
No, wasn't that Romper Room?
Romper Room.
It was Romper Room.
I don't know.
Bumper stopper do.
Memory's the first thing that fucking
That was
go.
the show.
Okay.
For the record, for those of you not familiar with it, a very young Leonardo DiCaprio was on there and was a royal ass and actually got in trouble on the show. It's like he was such a pain in the butt they had to pull him aside.
Not much has changed, obviously.
No.
He still likes girls right around
I
the
was gonna
same
say
age
he's still
too.
dating girls that young, so yeah. Harriet, wonderful to have you with us, my dear.
And
Hello.
Robbie, hello.
Yes, and
I'm
what are you
always
drinking? What are you watching?
I'm always drinking water, but it's in my
She's
MTV
the smart
cup.
one.
Yeah, my MTV cup. So yay. We literally just got back from watching 28 Years Later.
Ooh, and
Well, I loved it, but I'm kind of biased because I'm a huge Danny Boyle fan, and he and Alex Garland wrote it and he directed it. And
Ooh.
apparently it's the first of the trilogy of the end of the 28 days, months, years later
interesting.
saga. And so Cillian Murphy is not in the first one. I've heard he's in the second and third one, but Ray Fiennes is in the first one.
He is fine.
Yes. But I enjoyed it tremendously. We also watched Poop Cruise because I'm a huge fan of the Trainwreck series on Netflix.
Yes. Yeah. They've had some really good stuff.
Glad you said you're a fan of the Trainwreck series because I thought you were going to say I'm a fan of poop, and that's dear.
No, the Trainwreck series has the Fire Festival. It has the festival that they had. I can't remember the guy's name, but where they planned it, and unfortunately people died. And the
Travis Scott one. Yeah, we just watched that one too.
Yeah,
the
Travis
Astroworld. Astroworld.
That's it.
Yeah.
And it's really fascinating. I love watching that stuff. I love true crime. I did watch the Gilgo Beach murders. That was interesting. I finished up season 4 of The Bear last night.
Ooh.
And I'm watching the Dallas Cowboy Cheerleader series. Please don't judge me.
Us, Judge? Really? I'm drinking out of a SpongeBob cup, okay? I am in no position to judge anybody.
And I'm drinking a Dirty Shirley because it's a manly drink.
Yes, but I love watching the cheerleaders, and I love like the auditions and watching them get cut and all the drama and the backbiting.
Yeah,
and bitching.
it's like grown-up pageant bullshit.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I like watching it. I like all the drama and the backbiting.
Yeah, it's just a nice reminder that, you know what, we don't have it so bad.
I don't have to deal with that anymore. Thank fucking God.
Yeah. But no, I know you were actually looking forward to 28 years, days, whatever later. And so it's good that like when you're actually hyped for something and then you actually see it and it lives up to what you expected. That's always like big thumbs up.
Yeah. I've heard differing opinions. I've heard good and bad. So I kind of didn't pay attention to those because I knew I would like it because I love Danny Boyle. And I did. So
yeah. I don't think I've watched anything except clips of Sinners again, which I am like, Sinners seems to be one of those movies that while you're there, you appreciate it. It's good. When you leave, it's layers because things are like, oh, and then it just after it's like, oh, okay, now I'm obsessed. So it's a really slow burn, but it's good. If you guys haven't seen Sinners, do so. It's absolutely fantastic. All right, so we all did spooky. First of all, one of the things that, and I think, at least I hope we all agree, let's move the convention from June back a little bit because it's fucking hot.
agreed.
Mm-hmm.
And while we'll get to that, it's like the after parties or whatever didn't really end up over at the pool to my knowledge. So it was just fucking hot constantly.
Yeah, I will say this. You forget that like the pool has a cooling down effect for parties because you're too hot, you jump in. It's just the air flows a little bit more around it. That was like another issue that like because it's all this, it is a very nice enclosed courtyard. It is an enclosed courtyard.
Yeah.
And I think, and because there's so much cement on the ground, it gets hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it stayed hot. And if this was a month earlier, not nearly as hot.
Exactly. I mean, we all know mayhem. We still call it mayhem, but it was probably scheduling issues, whatever. Sometimes Spooky's hands are tied. We get it.
Mm-hmm.
We absolutely get it. But if we could aim for a little earlier in the year. That would be wonderful. All right,
Real quick, before we walk away from 28 days or 28 years later, all together, we just get to see Zombie Wang. So I just need that pointed out for everybody to enjoy that comment.
You know, here's the thing. After seeing Nosferatu and doing a little deep dive, and like Bill Skarsgård apparently had a prosthetic Wang, and it was kind of like you're rotting and gross and pus and disgusting and just. I don't need to see any more undead Wang for quite some time. I think my quota has kind of been surplus at this point.
All right. Well, Nosferatu was your undead Wang for 2024, and that could have been your 2025 undead Wang.
Yes. So we need one a year. Okay.
And hi, Tara.
Let me just say, there were, yes, of course, there was, undead Wang and zombie Wang or rage virus Wang, whatever you want to say. But I didn't really pay attention to that. Rob did. And he actually mentioned that.
Why is it always the men that notice that shit?
I don't know. He's like, I don't really want to see zombie schlong anymore. I was like, is that what you're getting away from the movie? Okay.
No, that doesn't sound familiar at all. Yes, and Jake, you're absolutely right. It is on Nicholas Holt's wall, and that's why I ended up seeing it, because I didn't understand. For those of you who have been on TikTok like me, I'm obsessed. Nosferatu, women are just thirsting nonstop over fucking Nosferatu, which is something I don't understand at all. Bill Skarsgård out of the outfit, that's one thing, but in the outfit, he's literally a rotting corpse. So I have to that's where my judgment starts. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Completely fair. So, all right. Spooky new hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, I'm already blanking. What was the name of the hotel?
That is the DoubleTree by Hilton at SeaWorld. Now before we get to anything good or bad about the hotel, let's get the elephant out of the room, or let's address the elephant in the room.
The big Wang, big zombie Wang.
Let's talk about the big elephant Wang in the room. The parking.
Dude, okay.
Parking was bad.
This was like Harriet was watching one of the train wreck. The parking could have been a episode on the Trainwreck Express. Holy shit. Everybody had issues with parking. And we're not playing it spooky.
I would like to address this question because I know that the proprietors of the DoubleTree by Hilton at SeaWorld are watching.
Of course.
Everyone watches, let's face it. Why would you have a hotel with convention facilities if you don't even have enough parking spots for the people who are at the hotel?
Yeah.
It's they can't fill that. Now, Harriet and I said the second this was announced, we said this hotel had terrible parking and there would be problems. But boy, oh boy, that was
100-fold.
Yeah.
Holy shit. It was really, really nasty, and everybody we talked to just had issues. And like I said, this is not a spooky's fault, but it's like there is a miscommunication. And apparently, when Rob was checking in, they had said straight up they were not prepared for what came in. I don't know how you don't prepare when you have an epic popular convention at your venue, but
yeah,
I honestly, I don't think that they were aware how big Spooky was going to be. And they had also booked the volleyball championship girls that were
which is a lot of fun. We got some stories, but yes.
Yeah, well, they booked them at multiple places because it was like a whole entire big thing. Like all the hotels had them there.
Yeah, and then there was also some kind of a ballet championship at the convention center, which is right near there. So apparently that's one of the reasons why parking was at a premium on Saturday morning. And I know it was like that for the rest of the weekend too. So.
Yeah. The smart thing that a lot of people did is they parked over at like SeaWorld and Ubered over, or they parked like a mile away and Ubered over, which was the smartest thing, honestly.
But even with doing that, there was so much traffic on iDrive that day. Just so much stuff going on. It was it was insane, and people were cranky because I'll tell you, Saturday afternoon, early evening, Julian and I, our son, we walked over to McDonald's. It's a 15-minute walk. It's not terrible.
I do not want to walk 15 minutes, which we'll get to.
Well, maybe a little bit less, but point is, we walked in, man. I just people honking, being nasty. Somebody in a car called me a gringo, and my feelings were hurt. Although, ironically, gringo means foreigner, so it doesn't really have the same impact in America. But that's just
it depends on who's saying it, though. It's all about the inflection.
But yeah, it's just there was tons going on. So even if you were Ubering in, you still had to sit in your Uber for a while.
Yeah, that I gotta say that was probably the worst thing about the convention all weekend.
Yeah,
and
I mean,
despite all of our,
if you got there really early or Thursday, you were fine. You couldn't leave, obviously, but you were fine. I got there. We were parking at 2:45 on Friday. Historically, not considered late by any means, but at that point, I already had to go to overflow parking. So, that.
And you just got called a white boy by Matt in the chat. So
yes, and hello, Matt. Yes, you're. It does seem like all DoubleTrees, they don't put a lot of money into their parking lots.
No, because even the one over by Universal is like that too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I can't think of. I'm hard pressed to think of a spooky in history that has had this level of just parking snafus all over the place.
Actually, well, you know what? I mean,
it's the worst it's ever been.
It was worse. I mean, I'll definitely say this was worse. But back in the day, the Wyndham was a nightmare.
Oh, it was terrible.
It was terrible, but I don't think it was bad as this.
They didn't have shuttles at the Wyndham. They
completely fair.
Yeah, I talked with our friend Robin on Sunday, and she had to park out at the overflow in the grassy area, and it's June in Florida. It had been raining. It was hot and humid, and
on Sunday
there were supposed to be shuttles or golf carts, transporting people back and forth from the parking area to the hotel, and she said she didn't see that, so she had to walk a good mile or two to get to the hotel from the parking area. And I was like,
Well, I'm going to throw out my suggestion now and have a parking lot that is held by a blimp. And, you raise and lower your car and it'll be all right there ready to go.
Yeah. So, I mean, right off the bat, and I think the parking situation started everybody off a bit cranky because when you arrive and you're ready to hang out with Spooky and all that, and it's just fucking an hour to park and you got to park 3 miles away and just, and Davey, that's why you're the mayor. If you come Thursday, that's what happens.
All right, Matt, enjoy work.
Yes. All right. So the hotel, this was a new hotel. All right. Before I throw my 2 cents in, what did y'all think about the hotel?
I liked it. I thought the rooms were nice.
The rooms were nice. Yes.
We were in like one of the villa ones, and like it was really big inside, had plenty of room for all 4 of us and all 4 of our stuff. Wasn't like we were tripping over, so like we had a lot of room in there. I liked the size of the hotel. I liked how there was I loved the pool area, and that there was a whole nother pool on the other side.
Yeah, I didn't even find out until Saturday night that there were actually 2 pools on site.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah, there's a family pool and then the main pool right there in the middle with like the waterfall and that. But I mean, I liked it. It was a little weird with like how things were in different places, but it was also things were in different places. Like you could go, you all didn't have to be in one spot and that, but I thought it was good.
Yeah. I think after talking to, and I've spoken to a number of like people that were at Spooky, and I think it's not just growing pains because it's a new venue. I think there was some confusion because things were just so spread out.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the problem was not sufficient signage as to where things were. I mean, I know there was a map in the program, but who actually looks at the program? Let's be honest.
Some people can't read maps. I'm just going to be honest. Some of us look at it and we're just like,
yeah.
It doesn't always work. Okay. Sometimes I just want a goddamn arrow.
And sometimes, here's the thing. Spooky isn't necessarily Mensa. Let's be honest. Sometimes we need big red letters with neon and circles, and we need things like really spelled out. So while signage, it could have been better.
I will say I enjoyed the room.
The room was great. I had no problem with
my room was clean.
The AC was working.
AC was wonderful. I heard some people had issues with their AC, but I'll tell you what, my room AC was frosty.
Well, I heard Eric had an issue with his, but they came out and they replaced the entire thing. Like,
oh shit.
Right, yeah. Like, so he was like, they were super awesome and like came back and made sure like it was still working and all that.
Good.
And then also the actual like convention space, the AC was on point in there. Like, I was so excited that like the AC was actually working.
What convention did you go to, sir?
The autograph room, like it was freezing in there.
It was.
Autograph room. That I believe that. I do remember the rest of the hotel. I didn't think the rest of the place was cold. I mean, I was surprised. That's the warmest I'd ever been in the tattoo room. Like usually the tattoo room
I didn't even make it to the tattoo room.
the coldest spot, and
well,
this
I think
was not.
I think that's because it was right near the front door, and I think with the front doors open constantly, that's probably what that was.
Fair. All right, that makes sense.
But back to my room. I liked the beds were comfortable. Everything was clean. AC was frosty. Water pressure about a 6 or 7. It could have been stronger.
That's all right. I mean, like I said, we've been tempered.
Yeah, it was fine. I had no gripes anywhere with that. And plus, the rooms all came with a microwave. That's nice.
Major fucking bonus for the microwave.
Yeah, I wish I would have known about that before we went shopping, because I was even like, you know what, I'll bring some ramen and that. I'm like, they won't have a microwave. And then I got in the room, I'm like, son of a bitch, I would have done that.
But no, and just like Robbie said in the chat, rooms are definitely nicer than the Wyndham. Yes, I'd say when we're used to the Wyndham, it doesn't take much to actually.
If there's no blood on your pillowcases, then yes, you've already beaten
our
the
standards are pretty fucking low as it is, you know. So
I didn't find a dildo underneath the bed this time. So
yeah, and your door wasn't kicked in by the police.
No,
so I mean, yeah, that's big.
You know, one thing that was always about the Wyndham one of those nice memories is the way the venting was. I remember like one year I could just hear people having conversations in the bathroom.
Through the fucking vents was always
it's like you're hearing their conversation like it's nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's how Mike was hearing all the Tom Sizemore business going on.
Yeah.
Actually, if I remember.
Yeah, you could hear everything.
We're just gonna leave that there.
Not fun, okay? Going to the bathroom and hearing that. You're like, oh god. No.
It's so fucking surreal.
As for the hotel grounds themselves, I like the place. I didn't have any problems with it. I think they just need to reorganize things. I think that's
really all it is.
Like what I would say, you know, here's my suggestions. I know Spooky's watching, so you know, pay attention. This is the important stuff. The guests should be in the same building as where the panels were. Get rid of the Lego and the gaming. I mean, look, I God bless them. I know some people spend a little bit of time in there, but I'm more likely to go into the gaming room than 95% of the people there, and I had no interest.
And also, we got to give a second to the cookies though, because the cookies. Oh my god, the cookies!
The cookies, the
double true cookies,
always good. But yeah, I would have moved the. I would have moved the guests in the panels. They're all in one group, so they just can go up and down, and they're all together. Keep all the vendors together, and then maybe do the tattoo room over there as well. And then, you know, if you still want to do the Lego room in the gaming room, just move that to the front where the check-in was.
And I will say, and I understand why they did it, because they wanted people to move around to everything. But the 3 vendor rooms, I guess that really threw people off, because a lot of people didn't even know there was more than one vendor room.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other ones were really, really hard to find.
Yeah, and the fact that they had some vendors outside on Saturday.
Oh my God. What did those what horrible things did they say about Petey to end up outside?
And I felt badly for them. And we were like,
oh yeah, absolutely.
Let's just go look and see what they have and let's buy something, because you know, just being outside and going from one building to another was bad enough. Mm-hmm. I mean, just trying to hang out either during the day or at night, it felt like there was a wet dish rag just like hanging over the whole area all weekend long. And I was just
a really great image, and that absolutely represents what a lot of us were saying all weekend.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up Allison's point real quick. just a reminder, anytime you're at the DoubleTree, you can just go ask for more cookies.
Oh
and they'll
yeah,
give
when
you
we
more.
found out we could get more than one cookie, we were all about it.
It's not just a check-in.
We still have like 4 or 5 of them in the right now. Before we left, we got a whole
You know
stack.
what? The cookies keep. They keep just fine.
Mhm.
So
I mean, like I said, I'm pretty sure, some years you can exchange them for favors of some sort or another. So,
that would have been interesting this year.
they're
If I
good.
had to exchange it for more air conditioning. That would have been nice.
There needs to be a vendor that says we'll take cookies for some kind of like a small like a small surprise item, like maybe a keychain or a sticker.
Yeah, something they do now. I know because I know like Rob has been talking about it. Goblin markets. Have you seen this where you go and trade stuff?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's a big thing now. So yeah, okay. I like this idea.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the vendor room was the most complaints I heard about. I think it was.
Well, like I said, vendor room, the little one by the registration. I know a lot of people missed that. It was just easy to overlook, even though it was right there. When people are excited,
for the vendors,
you have your ticket. You want to go either see a guest or you want to see something big, and you just could walk right by it. So
yeah,
which is a shame. There was some interesting stuff there.
Yeah, no, that actually weren't bad, and the vendors were nice. And when you talk about like freezing, both of those vendor rooms were practically freezing because they were.
What?
Yeah, the smaller vendor rooms. Yes.
Was I just having hot flashes all goddamn?
You must have been. Yeah, the smaller. That's one of the things I would do. It's like when it got too hot, I'd go in one of the smaller vendor rooms to cool off. Because
I think that was the comparison because outside was so just horrible and sweaty.
Outside was bad.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Speaking of
which, June.
Yeah, well, one of the things, and because June, we did have a casualty, unfortunately. Rob Mello. Now, someone can correct me because I'm not that familiar with him. Was he in Happy Death Day?
I believe so. Yeah, I wasn't 100%, and I think Brendan mentioned that what he was in because I kind of drew a blank on what he.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with.
Yeah. Yes, Happy Death Day.
Yeah. He followed me. He followed me on TikTok, which I feel bad because I'm like I don't know who he is. But it's unfortunately June and drinking don't really mix, especially when you really don't hydrate. I mean, we've been doing this for way too fucking long. We're pickled in the shit. But unfortunately, I think on Saturday, I'm not really completely familiar. Someone in the chat can let me know. But I think he got drunk and dehydrated and had some issues and then passed out. And ended up going to the emergency room or something and was back for, I don't know, something like that. But unfortunately, it was enough of an issue where he has this big apology on Facebook that he apologizes for his behavior. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I know there was drinking involved, some inappropriateness maybe, and then he passed out, which a very unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
I had seen firsthand people who are not accustomed to what big humidity can do to you when you're drinking and not used to it. So could be a thing.
Yeah, Jake, unfortunately, and that's one of the things with June is you're more likely to get more of those incidents.
Yeah,
because you don't have a lot of common sense going on.
Yeah, no, and people not eating and people just not not eating or not drinking water or just
people having Dragon Con moments.
Yeah, just access to alcohol and stuff like that, and they were like, hey, yeah, let's party, and then after 2 hours of that, especially being outside.
Oh yeah,
that
exacerbates everything times 20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. According to Jake, Rob Mello always ends up like that. I'm not familiar with him, so I got nothing. Okay, so he's an interesting character. Got it. Wow. Okay, Lynn, Robbie, if you want to highlight Lynn's comment, 3 people made trips from ER to wow.
Were their tattoos that bad?
Yeah, I'm so sad that I didn't even get to go in there. I went by there because again, going back to the layout, it took us a while to find where Ripley's was, which it was nice, but it was a little disappointing.
I was hoping for more, but truth be told, I did love what they brought.
Yeah, what they brought was really cool. They brought some really awesome stuff, like human skin that had angel wings tattooed on it. That was actually really cool. There's the what was it, like a pig torture mask sort of thing?
Yeah,
that was a mask they would put on witches back in the day.
Ah, okay, yeah, same. Or
just for good old fashioned public humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
those both had a
Yeah,
thing.
but I really wasn't. I mean, it was nice. I was happy with what they brought, but I was a little disappointed. And I know
Well,
that room was near there,
the
but
7-foot Baphomet statue was pretty damn cool.
fair.
That thing
Yes.
was awesome.
That was very, very cool. And a proper Baphomet with,
Titties.
Yeah.
It was very metal, yeah. We loved it very much.
I'm just talking about boobs, because I mean, a proper Baphomet does have tits. So
I just wanted to go up to it and go,
I'm sure a number of people did.
Yeah.
All right. As far as guests, Mike, who was your favorite guest?
The only one we saw, Danny Elfman.
All right. So I mean, I don't know if Harriet got to meet Danny Elfman.
I did.
Okay.
He
All right.
was
We got to hear
awesome.
about y'all's experience then, because I wasn't going to wait in the lines, unfortunately.
He was great. That was Sabrina's holy grail. As soon as he got announced, we bought the ticket, so that way we were guaranteed, because we're like, if we don't do that, there's no way we're getting getting the autograph.
Yeah.
We went down right as it opened up. We did end up waiting in line for, I think it was just that 2 hours. But it was moving. Like, as soon as we got into line, like, it was really freaking long, but it moved, and it was moving at a good pace. So it didn't feel like it was 2 hours of us standing there, and at least we were inside, which made it even better. But when we got up there, like, he was super nice. He made, like, I was trying to unravel the poster because I'm like, it's her thing. Like, this is her moment. He made sure to, like, reach over and, like, shake my hand. And, like, I wasn't even, like, putting my hand out. All of a sudden I looked up and he's like, oh, hey, nice to meet you too. I'm like, oh, hi. Yes. Nice to meet you. Thank you. He was super nice, super sweet. Loved our poster and was excited that of all our signatures, we had it on it. But yeah, no, it was just really, really nice, really pleasant. And then his Q&A was amazing. And that hearing him drop the F-bomb a whole bunch of times, it was great.
I got to say, I was pleasantly surprised because I know he's an eccentric artist.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he'd either be like super introverted and not very chatty, or just be kind of off. And neither of that was true. And I was really, really glad to hear that.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying when I got there, I was like the last person for VIP in the cutoff, and then they brought everybody behind us, and I was like, oh crap, I didn't realize that they were going to have to, come and wait in another line in the hallway. But like Mike said, he was super fast, but he wasn't real chatty with everybody, but he was very nice. I talked with him for about a minute and a half about Dark Universe, because he did the music for Dark Universe for Epic Universal, and he was very.
Did you happen to get that special edition vinyl?
Yeah, I didn't get it. I saw a lot of people had it, and I'm kicking myself because I didn't get to get it. I've been to Epic twice and I didn't get it.
Mm-hmm.
It was probably sold out, so I mean, people probably got it on eBay or something. But
his Q&A was great. I actually went to the sleepaway camp Q&A before that, so I could secure my seat, because I wanted to get a good seat.
Of course.
And I just want to say the sleepaway camp group was incredible. They were super cool, and it was really interesting, and they were giving stuff away to people who asked questions. They were giving posters, trading cards, autograph stuff. If you had a question and they answered it, they were giving stuff away.
That's really cool. I mean, I know Felissa Rose is absolutely fantastic. She's a darling. She's an absolute darling. But yeah, that actually, wow. I'm really glad to hear that.
And then, of course, Danny Elfman came up there, and he's very chatty, but he's very eloquent. And, like Michael said, he will talk. He will get up there and he will talk. It's kind of like Kevin Smith, but he's really eloquent. He's very well spoken.
That's what me and Sabrina were saying. It was like when we've seen Kevin Smith before. It was like that, like the way his stories are and the way he goes into everything and all that. It was really cool. But again, fancier.
No, I'm actually really glad to hear that. I don't think I've heard a bad story about Danny Elfman yet.
No.
What I will have to say is I want to shout out Trisha and the volunteers. From what I saw, the volunteers are kind of bare bones this year. I heard that there was only like 25 volunteers, something like that. But considering what the lines were, they had everything like clockwork. It wasn't like a big disaster like a Robert Englund or whatever. So I got to give the staff that was there absolute props, which makes the experience that much better.
Yeah, agreed. I didn't see them. I didn't see them everywhere like I've seen them in past.
Yeah, exactly. No, I only saw a few.
Yeah, and because at the entrance to the vendor room or the entrance to the autograph room, I didn't see them, and I kept waiting or I kept looking for them, and they were around, but they were spread very, very thin for the crowd.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
I'm wondering if they'd need more people to volunteer or that they were just spread out. I'm not sure, but
I don't know.
But yeah, the one that I met him, and this goes back. I mean, Harry remembers this. I want to say it was 2006 with James Duvall, who most people know as Frank the Bunny, Frank the Bunny from Donnie Darko.
Yeah.
When the first time I met him, I want to say it was 2006. He had long black hair, and I was playing with his hair the entire time because I have a thing with long black hair. But he came back, and every show, there's always at least one celebrity who's kind of like, I don't want to say underdogs, that's not right, not really dark horse, but surprises you with just how into the whole thing. Kind of Matthew Lillard, you know what I mean? Because Matthew Lillard became like a major fan favorite. He's like completely there for the fans. And James Duvall, it's like I didn't, but yeah, when I went by him, he was actually outside the front of his table talking about 3 or 4 people and just really animated and just like really enjoying the convention. And it was kind of funny because I made a joke. I was like, oh, you had your Red Bull this morning. And I don't know if he was serious or just whatever, but he says, honestly, he goes, someone told me that an apple gives you more pep than a Red Bull does. And he had an apple like an hour ago. And now he was all peppy. And I'm like, okay.
No.
Maybe
I found it interesting. The apple may have had something in it. I don't know.
Say maybe an apple dipped in cocaine, but
maybe.
He
He
was having a ball at VIP. I will say that.
And it's so fun when you see the celebrities enjoying it as much as you are, not just there as a cash transaction, but genuinely enjoying it. He and I went back and of course. My personal favorite movie, May. I'm a massive, massive fan. So, we talked about this for a while, and he was messing with my mohawk, and really great guy, and one of those people that you want to ask back, So James Duvall was mine. Rob, I don't even know if you met anybody. Did you?
No, honestly, it's like this. I like Malcolm McDowell. I like Billy Bob Thornton. I've met
Thornton.
and chatted with them in past.
Billy Bob Thornton?
Not Billy Bob. Joe Bob Briggs. Joe Bob Briggs was there. CSR, not Billy Bob Thornton.
You met Sling Blade? What?
I was like, I miss Sling Blade.
Yeah, you did.
God damn it!
It was in the celebrity room you didn't know about. That's why.
It was behind the other vendor room. Okay,
that's right. No, yeah, honestly, it's like this. This was not really my. I love Joe Bob Briggs's panels. He didn't do one. I was so
disappointed he didn't have a panel this time.
Yeah, and I was really, really bummed about that because I would have loved to have watched that again.
Are just not to miss.
And I can only guess that because he has his own speaking engagement tour, that maybe he doesn't do speaking at cons anymore. I don't know. Just a thought, but
yeah, it was good to see him though. I mean, he had this great jacket on Saturday. I saw him taking a picture with Toxie from Toxic Avenger, which was just really cool to see in himself. But he had this very Bruce Campbell Vegas kind of outfit on that was just like very sparkly and pink, and I loved it. I guess Darcy's dressing him now. I don't know.
Real quick, Robbie pointed out that Ray Santiago. Man, I heard so many good stories about Ray.
I really did too. And we saw him at the end of the convention, really briefly. But yeah, he seemed to be an absolute fan favorite too.
Mm-hmm. Rob got to meet Simon Pegg and got.
Oh yes, I want to hear about Simon Pegg.
Rob is a huge Star Trek fan, and he said, "Oh, Simon Pegg's gonna be there. I want to meet him for Star Trek." And I was like, "Star Trek?" And he goes, "Yeah, he played Scotty," and I completely forgot.
Yeah, I like him in The Boys.
It's funny you say that because I remember it was maybe Saturday. I was like, why the hell are there so many people dressed up as Star Trek? Like, what's this? What's the guest connection? I just said think in my head, and finally I'm like, oh yeah.
And I
makes more
same
sense.
thing.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. And he was like, yeah, he played Scotty. And I was like, oh, that's right. So he went to go meet him, and he actually wanted to ask him if he ever got to meet James Doohan, who played the original Scotty. And he said that he did. He met him at a convention, but it was one that he had gone to, not one that he was at also.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
Yeah.
So he's kind of one of us. All right.
He is. He's apparently like a big Star Trek geek, a big Star Trek nerd. So he went to a Trek convention and he met James Doohan then, and then he got to play Scotty in the new Star Trek movies. And so it actually says LLAP, and Rob was like, I don't know what that means. And I says, it's live long
and prosper. I'm not a Trekkie, even I know that. Whatever.
All right, so we do have confirmation that Darcy is dressing Joe Bob.
That makes sense. I was a little disappointed because Darcy and I kind of go back and forth on TikTok, and she did. And for those of you who have seen Grace Jones in Vamp back in the 80s, she did a Vamp cosplay, and it was absolutely stunning. And it would have been perfect for June, And I was hoping she'd bring the cosplay. She unfortunately didn't. Made me sad. But let's see. One of the vendors made a Paul from the Paul movie and had him sign it and took a photo with it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like that I'm hearing like really great stories. I don't think I've actually heard one negative story about a celebrity yet.
No.
Yeah, as we're going back and looking through the comments here.
No, I mean everybody. I heard good stories about all the headliners. Everybody this year. There was no.
So that was a bonus.
Yeah. We went back to meet Victoria Price and just to say hello and stuff like that. When we were there on Saturday morning to meet Danny Elfman, she had a full table, all kinds of books and T-shirts and pictures. When we went back on Sunday, her table was nearly empty.
I believe it.
So
I absolutely believe it.
Yeah, she did really well for that weekend.
Just jumping back a second here. Let's see. Lynn had said parking had volunteers leave, not show up. Really?
Oh no.
Wow.
That says a lot.
People who volunteer and then don't show up should be fucking banned. Straight up.
Agreed.
Straight up. I don't have it up here, unfortunately. I may have to go grab it. One of the things, Victoria Price was someone that I met because I'm a huge Vincent Price fan. He recently had a reissue, 1969, a vinyl of Vince Price spoken word where he talks about demonology and witchcraft, which it's not like him reading, Edgar Allan Poe, but it's, spoken word and history and education on demonology and witchcraft. It's really fucking wild. And so she saw that and she was really surprised and said she had tried to get the rights to it, but unfortunately couldn't. But so I got to meet her and she signed my album. So that made me happy.
Yay.
Oh, that's nice. We met her the first time she came and got the cookbook and that. And yeah. That was actually.
I wonder how many cookbooks she signed.
Oh, she signed ours the first time that she came, and now actually I think it's 3.
She had a bunch on her table, and they were all gone on Sunday. So.
Yeah, no, she was an absolute. And every time I went by there, she had a line. So,
fun fact for anyone who is not familiar with this, and I don't know how long it's been out there, but Vincent Price had a cooking show that never aired.
Can we just talk about Vincent Price being a cook for a second?
Yeah, because he had a TV show or a cooking show like Julia Child, but they filmed a bunch of episodes, but they never aired.
Talk about that. I'm going to be right back. I'm going to go get that album.
Okay. Anyway, long story short, those episodes have finally come out, and I don't know if she's behind that or if they've leaked or if somebody just said, "Hey, we've got these in the vault." But long story short, you can actually see some of those clips on YouTube. I see them on TikTok all the time. I'll be honest, not all the recipes are particularly impressive. One of them is like, here's coffee. Here's, you make coffee and then add brandy and then put cream on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
But you watch it because he's so entertaining to watch.
He loved to cook. He clearly loved to cook.
Yeah.
So, and there was one vendor who was selling those, one of those, I guess it's some sort of DVD collection. I don't know if it was a bootleg. I don't know if it was real, but don't know. And hold on before anyone else wanted to weigh in on Vincent as a cook before I address one other question?
No, well, I mean, we've done one or two of the recipes from the book, and it's very like it's old worldy recipes, but
I
it's
was
like
gonna say,
up
it's
into
kinda
like
like-
the 60s.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
lot of recipes with kidneys in there.
Oh yeah, but it's really cool though. Like it's a really good book.
Oh,
Real
actually,
quick.
and well, good. No, I just noticed Reg, but yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So cranked up. Okay, so I do have the app. I see if you signed up for the app, they gave you a shirt. That's why I have Wormtown is real.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, we're gonna get to the film festival in a minute. Yeah,
I have not watched anything on it yet. I've gone through it. I've looked at what's available. I was looking for some hidden gems. I'm going to be honest. I haven't seen anything that was grabbing me. The two things that they were showing that I thought were really interesting at their table actually aren't out until later this year. So at the moment, I'm just kind of looking at it like, oh, maybe I'll watch.
Yeah.
And I just noticed Reg said usually volunteers don't show up for a shift are banned and cannot sign up again. Good. I am a big fan of that. Victoria does not give her autograph for free, but I mean, she's competitively pricing. I mean, let's face it, in this economy, we all kind of need. So Vincent Price always carried a fork with him everywhere he went. Is that true?
It was a kink.
See, I don't know if you're kidding or not. It could be. But anyway, yeah, this was really fucking cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
You know, and so she signed it there.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's all about the history, and there's like these really cool, like informative insets and where are they here? Oh, and it's an I don't think you can tell. It's an orange vinyl.
Ooh.
Ooh, nice.
Exactly. So I was like, that was my big thing. I was happy.
By the way, if anyone wants to talk about celebrity kinks, ask me about Cesar Romero, but I'm not going to volunteer it just because it would be off topic.
But yeah, there's a whole big thing here with like inserts and the history and demonology and all sorts of crazy shit. And it's
That's awesome.
Yeah, really fucking awesome. I absolutely thrilled that I got this.
Very cool.
Yeah. All right, so where were we? Celebrities. I think we've gone through all the celebrities, right?
Or less.
Yeah.
All right, well then going next, since we're showing off stuff. Oh,
Jake, orange wedges in particular, but you know, that's a conversation for another time.
that's all right. I just got to show this off from Murder on Main. It's Nosferatu.
Very
And it's like, yeah, it's a robe.
Yeah,
The
we
robe
were
short set.
looking at
With
That's
pockets.
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, pockets in the shorts and in the robe.
Huh.
So
That's
this is
nice.
basically all I've been wearing since I got home. And Murder on Main, and it's comfortable and it's lightweight and just.
Mhm.
I was looking for this for a while, so I got to their table and I immediately was like, no, I gotta have this.
Yeah.
So yeah, and the print on it is really fucking cool. And if I'm not mistaken, Mike got something for Murder on Main too.
Yeah. Yes,
Oh.
I got that Western button down, the Halloween one with the frillies on the back and all that. I don't know where it's at. I think Sabrina lost it. Otherwise, I grabbed it. But it's really cool. I saw it and I'm like, okay, that's pretty cool. And then it spun around and I'm like, it's got frillies on the back. I need.
So that's what sold you was the
They're
frills.
like, it's only $40. I'm like, oh, nice button down. That's only $40. I'm like, that you're mine. You're coming home with me.
So now you just
And
gotta
it's,
find
and
an
it's
excuse to
short
wear it.
sleeve. It's short sleeves too, because I hate long
Oh.
sleeve ones. So that makes it even better. Now, if I can cut the sleeves off, perfect.
Now that'll be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Huh. I'll
Good.
let that image sit for a minute.
Let's see. I picked up a print from Spooky Cat Press
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
to go on my tiki wall, which will be up there. Well, it's already half up
We
there.
love and speaking of Spooky Cat Press, if y'all are fans of the Labubu stuff, go to Spooky Cat Press. They got like they're doing a giveaway with a Labubu and stuff, and they're like heavily entrenched in all the Labubu stuff.
Let's not
I don't
talk
get
about
it.
the boo-boos. I find them
Listen,
We're
I don't
not
even-
going there, but I'm just saying, for those of you that are into the cult of Labubu, go to Spooky Cat Press.
I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about.
I don't either.
you don't need to. You don't need to. It's not worth knowing about.
Yeah, nope.
But I did get the tiki socks, the Spooky Empire tiki socks from Spooky Cat Press.
No, those are pretty cool.
I'm a huge sock nerd. So.
And they seem really
then
soft.
Spooky Cat Press is right up your alley then.
Yes, I
And they
bought
will-
lots of socks from them.
And Robbie, no, Freak Show was not there. They did not make it down for this show. They will be
We
here
did
in
miss
October.
them, yeah.
But yeah, they were missed.
One of the other, and I think this was like the big purchase that we got that I've been, and I dying these for the longest time.
Oh yeah.
Image Motor Productions, my bad. But yeah, the little terror dogs.
Nice.
So now this is my dog's puppy. Of course, she won't look at it. But I love it. I love it. I put it in front of my dog. My dog's just like, no, go away, go away. Apparently she's scared of it. I don't know. But yeah. She always sells out of these, and so I'm thrilled that we finally have one of our own.
They normally do.
Yeah.
And then the other thing, and I hope somebody remembers because I can't remember the name of the vendor. With me, if it's orange and bats, it's 100% me. So I got like this dress.
Oh, that
nice little
was.
undress.
Did they also have the Mothman stuff in that too?
I think so. Yes.
Yes, that's the one that. Shit. I think
I can't remember the name, unfortunately.
Sabrina got her little change purse from there too with the Mothman on it.
Yeah, and it's unfortunately like there's no name on the tag. I wish I know so I can.
Shit. Hold on, give me 1 second. I know.
And then the other thing, those of you know Joe Boykin, the Project Pixel Art. I mean, normally he's got a big booth, but this time he was like sharing it with Ash Schultz. But I love this. Yummy bats. So this is going up in my guest bathroom. But yeah, like the little, I don't even know what to call these little pegs, but he makes art out of like the little pegs. And I got Invader Zim, and now my bat is going to go next to it.
Oh, cool. Very nice.
That's funny. Apparently, you showing your terror dog, or whatever they're called.
Oh my God. That's the greatest thing ever. Yeah, but no, I love the terror dog. I don't know. See, now I just want to get the dogs barking because I think that's fucking hilarious. I love him. See, now if Cooper just a speaker in him, oh my God, that's the next level.
No.
I don't got it.
Love that.
No.
Well, let's see. I got a Ripley's Believe It or Not guide. That's what I won at the booth when I spun the wheel. So,
oh, that's right. Yeah, they had a wheel where you win stuff.
And I will bring this up. This is just one interesting thing because they had a booth, but apparently there is another tiki horror show called Monster Moku.
Yeah, that's supposed to be at that same location. I want to say
hotel
in
September.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Spooky's actually going to have a booth there, so I think they traded booth space with each other.
Yeah,
I ended up buying
what do we know about this?
a glass from that place, the Atomic Glassware. We got one of the glow in the dark whiskey glasses.
They
Ooh.
have some gorgeous
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
They do. Trust me, I had to like hold back because it's one of those things where my cabinets are literally full of glassware. I have no more space.
That was us too, but I saw it and we were talking with them and it was really high quality. And I'm like, I will throw something crappy out and make sure that's in there. And because it was just too cool not to get it.
There were a couple designs that I was like, I wanted the full set. And I just walk away.
Yeah. I'm really liking how Spooky and Tiki are kind of like,
Mm-hmm.
in the past couple of years.
It's Petey's other interest in what I had been told before, because I made a joke in front of Petey and Gina. And I made just some comments like, oh, you can never have too much Tiki stuff. And Gina's like, yes, you can.
I'm sure Gina's so done.
So that made me laugh. But this show, I mean, like I said, this show looks really interesting, but goddamn, this is an expensive ticket.
Really?
Yeah.
It's already gone up because they had like an early bird special at Spooky, and now it's I think $160 for a weekend pass.
Oh my gosh. Yikes.
And it's like there's
that kind of money.
Well, it comes with like you get liquor tastings. Like they do like cocktail tastings. So you get that. There's
at least they liquor you up before they fuck you.
They fuck you first, then they liquor you up afterwards. That's actually how that's working. It's it looks interesting, but again, that's a high price ticket to test something out.
Yeah.
So I do not think I will be going, unfortunately. I would have liked to.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of vendors, I mean, were there any vendors other than like the drinkware that you guys saw that you were like, oh, I really, especially, I mean, there was a bunch of newer vendors, and I'm trying to remember names because we always get so distracted so easily. I know there was one, the Image Craze, which I think is owned by Rick and Tara Silva, I want to say, where they had, I don't know if you guys saw it, but the grandfather clock that was very
Yes.
Freddy Krueger.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and they had like a really, really cool, what was it? A Creature from the Black Lagoon, a lamp.
Mm-hmm.
It just had like the moss on it. It was really fucking cool. And they had like this.
The Hellraiser box was really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just the detail, because if you open up the box underneath, it had like this just contorted body faces stuff underneath, really fucking fantastic. And just I was sitting there for a good 20 minutes just like eyeing everything, and they had this gorgeous like red coffin couch that I was dying to have, but unfortunately I didn't have the money for. But it's like that's the shit I love. I love going there and finding these artists that really love what they do, and it's not another fucking Funko Pop or a t-shirt or things we've seen 20 million times. It's just this labor of love that you can't find anywhere else, and just seeing that art is fucking just.
They had it set up like a living room. They had like a couch, a table, and the walls were all decorated. And I stopped for a second at that Nightmare on Elm Street clock and just looked at all the detail because it was nuts. I mean, not only was it all decorated, it worked, and it had like a boiler room at the base.
That was so fucking cool.
And, I was amazed. But fast forward, I think I saw it first on Friday, and I think I went to the tattoo room Sunday. Somebody in the tattoo room bought it because it was there. And I said, oh, all right. Because
I think they sold the majority of their big stuff, because I sold stuff on like a lot of their stuff there.
Yeah, they sold that grandfather clock. The first time I went by, I looked at it. And when we came back around, it had the sold sticker and it was gone the next time we went by. But later on, I went through the tattoo room and there it was. I was like, oh, somebody from the tattoo room bought the Nightmare on Elm Street clock. I was like, how did you move that? And why did you bring it back here? I would have left it in my room.
Wait. Did we have somebody here who actually bought it? I don't know if that's in reference.
No. Tara is one of the owners of Image Craze.
Okay. Okay. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But, and I saw Miss the Cookie vendor with horror named cookies. I did not see a vendor with cookies, horror cookies.
Unless it was Berto's Bake Shop?
Possibly. I don't think she does cookies though, does she?
No, it's she does like cake pops. She does.
And because our son goes nuts for that shit, so he loves everything that she does.
Yeah, I didn't see cookies or another bake.
Yeah, I was unaware of that.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not sick. I swear, it's a stupid fucking cough that's been lasting Anyway. Ignore me. Anyway, but I'm trying to think of like some of the other vendors that I saw on there. There was Coven of Cuteness, like they had like this like needle felted, like kind of like taxidermy, but like needle felted stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Unless I had a picture, I'd show you. But yeah, that was really cool. This, all right. I'm just looking through.
There was one place it's not my thing, but there was Hello, Mr. Spider. They had little living enclosures for jumping spiders.
Oh yes, yeah, we were looking at those,
and those were they had little themed enclosures, and it was like that was if I liked spiders, I would this is something I need to have.
See, I don't like spiders, but those little jumping spiders, I actually really like. My friend Dan that we do our show with, he has one, and it actually has a lot of personality in this little tiny thing, but they're really cool, and the enclosures and that, we were going back and forth. I'm like, I kind of want one. She's like, we already have enough animals. I'm like, I know, but we can add a spider.
That one's not going to take up a lot of room.
Yeah, but
Reg, Monster Mocha, they have 3 tiers for their pricing. I guess it's gone up $170. There's a middle tier for for $270, and then it goes up to $550 for the VIP. And basically they just keep giving you access to more stuff. Although one of the things that I was like, oh my God, seriously, they have a collector's tiki mug that they're selling for, I think $150 or $120. Yeah. Every tier you buy, so it's if you go into the basic level, it's $150. If you buy the mid tier, you can get it for $120. And if you buy the VIP ticket, you can buy the mug for $70. And I'm just like,
Uh-uh.
That's a lot.
it's
If I'm dropping $550, I better be getting a damn mug.
Yeah, I remember getting a lot of free shit for 500.
I want my mug and I want a hand job. Like,
Yeah,
at
seriously.
the very
nice little
least a
reach around, tickle
fleshlight.
the
I want a
ball.
tiki fleshlight if I am dropping $550 for a ticket.
You know? Okay.
Just a thought.
Yeah. All right. So you guys got to go to the VIP party, right?
Yeah.
Harriet and Mike.
Yeah.
So how was the VIP party?
I've never done VIP.
Oh, why did I think you had VIP? I don't know.
I've never done VIP.
He stood in line the old-fashioned way.
Fair.
I did 2
All right,
hours.
so since Harriet's the special one, so how was the VIP party?
It was okay. It wasn't. We've come to realize that the VIP party, people aren't really there to, hang out or socialize or whatever. They come there to get free stuff from the raffle, maybe take a few pictures with the celebrities, and then that's it.
Yes,
Yeah. When we went up there, Ray Wise was already there. James Duval was there. The guy from Trauma.
Oh, Lloyd, Uncle Lloyd.
Lloyd was there. So there was quite a few celebrities there, and the raffle was fine. We actually won something in the raffle, and
Congratulations.
it wasn't VIP for next year, but
so it doesn't count then.
Yeah, no. But unfortunately, we left the party and we went back down to our room, and you could hear everything going on at the VIP room from our room. So we were just kind of like waiting for the raffle to be announced.
That's exactly what Allison just said. Yeah.
We just okay. It was like we went right back up from our room, and we just went up and finished it out. It was fine. It just I don't know. I think going to it for so long, everybody has high expectations and bigger expectations, and having the same thing kind of every year.
And I think kind of having it outdoor in June maybe put a little bit of a damper on it.
Yeah, and also too, the band, they had 3 bands playing around the same time that the VIP was going on. We went downstairs to go check out one of the bands. I guess the first band and the second band were the same band, but in costume. The retro that was really cool, but they were a good band. We were, watching the band, and we were actually more entertained by the live band.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting because the bands were interesting, and I'm sure Mike probably liked at least one of them because
Gargamel. Me and Sabrina absolutely fell in love with them. We're like, this is fucking great. Like, we're looking up where they're playing next to try to go see them again.
But I know a lot of people. There was what was the one with the monkeys and the dancing?
I have
banana?
no idea. I don't remember
Nobody. Everyone. The floor was empty. Nobody was up there. Everyone's just like, what the fuck is going on?
I heard monkey noises and a banana came running out. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
It was the astronauts.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think the first one were the instigators or something like that. But the astronauts was
yeah,
something else, man. Something. Props for them to doing it in full mask and that. That.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
And I didn't get the banana on stage, but it was.
It was monkeys and a banana, and a lot of people were quite confused.
But the music was fairly decent.
The music was good. I was just like, what? Okay.
It wasn't my thing, but I'm also snobby about that shit too. But interesting thing, going back to the VIP party, Ray Wise, that's another one that we haven't talked about. Ray Wise, he was there with the Twin Peaks reunion a couple years ago. Mm-hmm. Interesting thing this time around, I heard at least 3 or 4 people, women, who I guess they're into the daddy thing, whatever, they wanted to bang Ray Wise. They were like all drooling and nuts over Ray Wise.
He was when I met him last time he was here for the Twin Peaks thing, very kind, very nice guy.
Oh, very sweet guy. Yeah.
Yeah. But what was weird is that I told him I started watching Twin Peaks with my dad, and he played, of course he played the dad in Twin Peaks and so on and so forth. But he signed my poster. It's like, best of wishes to you and your father. And I thought that was kind of very strange, but also I get it tongue in cheek. And when he was at the VIP, he was all duded out in the suit, and he looked all nice and everything. But yeah, I totally got that vibe from him as well.
Huh. But there were a lot of women. I guess I don't know if he hooked up, but there were a lot of women thirsting heavily over Ray Wise.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know either, but I thought it was interesting to mention. Okay.
Yeah, but he looked like he was happy all weekend. Every time I saw him.
Super nice guy and everything. I don't get that, but that's just me. But actually, Lynn brings up a great point about the outside movies. It was a nice idea. I think the outside movies really only work in the pool.
Yep. Agreed.
I just don't think it translated. There were a few people that were up, watching them. And I know that's the other issue when it comes to the hotel. In this day and age, it's 2025. There should not be a hotel convention center that does not have good Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Not having a signal all weekend.
Yeah, that was rough. I kind of wanted to come out and watch the late showing of Shaun of the Dead, but I was hoping that it was going to be out by the pool. The way the pool is set up I didn't see the other pool, so I
only saw the one. I didn't see both.
The other pool's a family pool, and you wouldn't want it there.
Well, when the one that's like when you come out of the lobby area, the lobby area, and the one that's right straight up, that was the main pool.
Yeah.
And it seemed like it was busy all weekend long with like other guests.
Yeah. And that's what I was like,
yeah, other non-spooky guests, which I was like, okay, fine. I get it. It's June. It's hot, blah, blah, blah. But I also had planned to go out in the morning and go for a swim. And there was 20 or 30 people there all the time.
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I never saw that pool not busy.
Yeah.
So
well, we went in there on Sunday and there was probably a good 30, 40 people in there Sunday night and that. But it's a nice pool though.
Yeah, no, it's a nice pool. And I guess that goes with the whole, Spooky is still trying to find its footing with this venue and trying to find how things fit.
Interesting thing on Sunday, I was Rob had to go do something and he was going to come back and pick me up on Sunday. So I was waiting in the lobby I was watching what was going on at the tattoo room, and some of the volleyball girls were trying to get into the tattoo room. I was like, I said, I'll sneak them in. But I think I would have probably gotten in trouble because they were definitely underage.
Oh, the volleyball team girls were incredibly interesting. I know they came up to us, I want to say Friday night, Saturday night, whatever. And I guess they were being introduced to spooky culture.
Mm-hmm.
And so I gave them each a handful of glitter dicks and here, go forth and be, and they were just like, what the fuck? And they were quite surprised by everything. And there was a moment, and I wish someone had caught it on camera. I want to say it was Saturday night. While I'm normally not a big fan of non-horror costumes at Spooky, this ended up working out. Deadpool and the female beat up Deadpool that he was dragging around with him, fucking hilarious. The goddamn weekend.
They committed. Gotta tell you what, those two committed.
That outfit had to smell so fucking bad. Jesus Christ, man.
But hey, before we get off the topic of glitter dicks, we have
I was like,
the true origin of where they really come from that needs to be shared.
And we're gonna get to there's more.
All right, Spooky Empire, whichever one of you whack jobs brought the glitter dicks. The ants, love it. Oh my god, the ants are totally stealing a glitter dick. God damn it, I love Spooky Empire.
Yeah, so now we know where the glitter dicks actually come from. They got shit to do with ants. It's the ants.
The ants bring them. The ants bring them, and now we have proof.
I'm pretty sure that's the beginning of a trauma movie. Attack of the Giant Glitter Dicks.
Glitter dick ants.
But going back to Deadpool for a second, there was a moment I want to say on Saturday night, and I was praying someone got it on camera. And Mike, you probably remember this.
Oh yeah, I do.
I hear the scream of a mundane, which of course, whatever, we hear all the time. And I see this girl booking it, and I see Deadpool full on running after her, which was just the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen in my life. A girl being scared by Deadpool, and he's just running after her. It's just fucking hilarious. That's the shit we go to Spooky for.
On the Deadpool subject, were there any costumes anyone particularly enjoyed this year?
I gotta say, right off the bat, there was the girl that was dressed as Vampira.
She was great.
Dead on.
Yeah.
And I think she got robbed in the costume contest, which we'll get to. But her costume, just head to toe, the eyebrows, the nails, everything dead on, and just made me super happy.
Nice.
What about you guys?
I did not see a lot of costumes. I tried to limit. I had to limit my time going outside. But the costumes that I didn't see very many. But the ones I did see, I didn't understand what they were trying to go for.
Really? I like this one.
Oh, the joys of a family dinner at Wendy's. Hot and juicy, hot and juicy.
Wendigo. Yeah.
The Wendigo. I like that. I thought that was good.
I think we actually got a enamel pin just like that.
Really?
Yeah, it's on our backpack, I think. I don't know where it's at, but we have a pin just like that.
Okay, RJ wants to talk about the pastel goth clowns. There seemed to be a gaggle of them, but I never saw them together.
That's what I was talking about. There were 3 of them. I saw them outside of the lobby, and I don't first of all, I don't do cutesy Halloween. I don't do pink Halloween. I don't do pastel Halloween. I don't do it. And I can appreciate the effort that they put into their costume, but I saw them and I just walked right by. I just have to shake my head. I am sorry. I don't do pastel Halloween.
Speaking of clowns, though, I did see that really badass John Wayne Gacy.
Oh God, yes. That
made me so happy.
We were talking about that. That was like creeped me out, not because I'm like, oh God, why would you do that? It was the fact that his height, his body build, his facial features was like exactly that. And it was like, holy shit, is that him? Like,
yeah.
Is that him? Like, you need to hide my butthole. Like, is that him? Yeah, no, but he did that perfect. Like that, we were in line for.
It was dead. I loved it.
He walked by and we're like, "Holy shit!"
And I loved it. Like when he went by me, he had handcuffs too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that made me so fucking happy. And speaking of cosplay, Jessica Lynn, they normally do. They did a shit ton of costumes. They did Pee Wee Herman and Buffy, fucking fantastic. And Pee Wee Herman was doing his own documentary from the afterlife. They always do Mina and Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
And they did the costume contest, and I think they got best lookalike for Phantom of the Opera.
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Some of the best costumes there just made me so happy.
And there was a Freddy and one of the girls from the Nightmare series. I don't remember everybody's name, but yeah, they had like more costume changes. It was just that was exhausting.
Hats off.
You did too much work, guys. I'm sorry. The costumes were great, but I just can't imagine changing that many times.
I know. I don't have the energy for that shit.
No, not at all.
No, they looked fantastic. One of my favorite moments, I want to say it was Saturday night. There was this little girl, and I'm going to find out who her parents are because I hate kids. Absolutely despise kids. They were Lydia and Beetlejuice, and this little like 4-year-old blonde girl was like so enraptured with them, and they were like having this deep conversation and everything. And that just made my heart happy. Because this little girl, because Saturday, for those of you who have seen Interview with the Vampire, we did the Paris Coven. We had Louis, Claudia, and the Paris Vampires. And she came up to us, not scared at all, even though we're dripping with blood. We got a body bag with us. She's, got a little blood right here, and she was in love with us. She gave us some coins, and she was just like wanting really bad to be one of us. And it was like the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Mm-hmm.
It was pretty funny.
And you know what, RJ? There are so many cosplays you can do from a wheelchair. I mean, there's a shit ton. I mean, what you call it? The Rocky Horror Picture Show comes to mind immediately. Plus, gives you a chance to wear fishnets.
True.
My favorite cosplayers were the family that dressed like puppets. I miss that. There was a family that dressed like puppets from Puppet Master. How did I miss
Oh, I
that?
didn't see that either.
Yeah, Jake, I think you saw something very special because I definitely missed that.
Oh, and well, I know Rob had a couple of favorite costumes. The Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan.
That was more Mike's favorite, just for the record.
No,
Please tell us about Hulk Hogan.
It unlocked a new kink, man. Like, and Sunday night we were talking about it at the pool with a bunch of others and it was just, oh man.
You got to tell them about Hulk Hogan. Who's Hulk Hogan?
I don't know who it was, like, but God bless her.
What did it look like?
So all of a sudden Sabrina's standing there and she's just staring off, and I'm like, what? She's like, you got to turn around and see this. And I turn around and I see coming from around the corner is a girl dressed up like Hulk Hogan, has the fucking headband, has a mustache. It was great. I'm like, fuck, holy shit, ma'am, bless you. Like,
but you got to describe the costume though, because people need to.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot to describe if we're going to be honest.
Okay. So 2 red strings there. And
yeah, she had big tits and basically
you could
dental floss.
You could throw quarters off that ass and it would go into outer space. I mean, it was something else. And I mean, it was one of those like, please drop a leg on me, tell me I need to eat my vitamins, and like just my face, please. Like, I won't tap out. Slam me like you slammed Andre at WrestleMania. I won't tap out. I can do it. You can win the belt.
So Rob, you don't have a picture of Hulk Hogan like queued up or anything?
No, I didn't grab a picture of her. Truth be told,
I did not either. I was not going to be that person.
No, it's it's awkward to take that picture. It's like,
even Sabrina was like, here, let's go get a picture. And I'm like, even though you're my wife and you're going to be taken, I'm like, no, I can't.
You're keeping it here.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was actually a pretty good year for costumes overall.
I did too.
Costume contest was great. We had, one of the ghost people. I don't know all their names.
Ghost people?
Papa. Who was
Papa.
Whatever.
Yeah. The band Ghost.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And
we had two. We did have 2 Five Night at Freddy claptraps.
Yeah, and I gotta say, as much because one of them was winner that like lives like a few doors down from us. Can we stop with the 5 Nights at Freddy's winning? I think we've had enough.
Well, I'll say this. They're excellent. Springtrap, thank you.
Yes, absolutely.
They're both absolutely
costumes,
excellent.
Not taken away from that.
But you got to think, it's like one of them. The difference is they were pretty small, all things considered. I mean, I get one was a movie version, one was more of a game version, but they're both animatronic, amazing. The one who was just slightly better, that's the one who won, and the other one just got like an artist or like a judge's mention, only because somebody else had already done it. Otherwise, that one probably wins it. That's something you've always got to be, considering in a costume contest, that when 2 people do the same costume, they're going to cancel each other out potentially.
Yeah, but that didn't happen. They actually both won this time. So.
Well, but again, no, one was just a judge's. I mean, look, I'm not to take anything away from a judge's award, but it's
not at all.
Anyway, yeah, I mean, out of the last 6 contests, I think 5 have been won by a 5 Nights at Freddy's, and I challenge those people who love that to find a different way to channel that into something else, so we can all see something new and different and cool. Because clearly,
RJ said something similar about this earlier, and we wanted to address this in the vendor room. Can we please stop with the 3D printed stuff?
No, I'm so tired. It's not a flea market. Like, come on.
It's the same
stuff
thing. Was great at first.
We're done. We're done. And
it's all
the
flooded.
Costumes were great. The costumes were fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but we've seen 5 Nights at Freddy's so often. We want to see something a little different. Yeah,
like I said, you clearly very, very talented. The costumes are excellent.
Yes.
But let's see if there's anything else you're interested in. See if there's something else that you can put all that talent and energy into that isn't done over and over and over again.
Yeah, because
That's
like
all.
I said, just
That's all I'm saying.
every contest we've had a Five Nights at Freddy's win somewhere. Let's switch it up. Let's keep it a little fresh. You know,
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But there were a couple other things I wanted to mention, but of course, I'm like I don't have notes here because scatterbrain. But let's say there was the 3D printed stuff. Oh wait, hold on a second, Jake. What pisses me off in costume contests when a lady grabs some stripper outfit and wins. Oh, that doesn't happen here.
No, that's not
That
that's
never happened.
not a Spooky Empire thing. They don't do that.
That has never happened at Spooky. I will say I was actually very surprised at a lack of. I think there was one Freddy. I saw one Leatherface. I saw one Jason, who was the NES Jason that was with Vamp FX, and I got to say, Vamp FX.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Everything they did was just Vamp FX.
Oh, speaking of which, that spider lady.
Yes, Vamp FX. They did the spider lady, and she had like 8 eyes and these little. She was creepy as fuck.
Yeah.
And they did a Madame Leota that with the table. And
yes, that was great also.
Fucking fantastic. So I got to say, Vamp FX, I'm loving that they're not only in charge of the costume contest, but they put out like these amazing costumes all weekend with the most gorgeous makeup I've ever seen. So yeah, the spider lady, that was like, I saw it on Friday and it freaked me out. It very much freaked me out. But yeah, as far as Jason and Freddy and Leatherface, normally you see a whole bunch of them. But I only saw one. The interesting thing is what I did see a lot of was Igor from Epic Universe.
Mm-hmm.
I counted 8 Igor from Epic Universe. And he's not like a movie character, or he's like a character from the theme park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he's got cult status, and I saw a whole bunch of them, which I thought was interesting.
I saw a good Terrifier, and I saw
really.
I saw a pretty good Terrifier.
I missed the Terrifier. Huh.
And I saw the killer from Thanksgiving, the movie Thanksgiving.
Really?
Yeah, he was dressed as the Pilgrim.
Oh shit! I missed that.
It was like a big tall guy, and I think I saw him twice. I was like, okay, I haven't seen that before. So kudos. He looked really good. He had the Pilgrim hat, the cape on, and everything.
Okay. Now I know what you're talking about. Okay, I remember that now.
Yep.
Was there a pumpkin head? Lynn said there was a pumpkin head. How did I miss Pumpkinhead?
I saw a basket case, but not Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, basket case. No, and John Reed Adams, who does amazing stuff. His
the wig he wears for that just cracks me the fuck up every single because he's brought the costume out 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And again, every time I see that hair, I'm just like, oh my god, so good.
Yeah, and like I said, I did see. That's one thing with the costume. I did see a lot of variety, which made me happy. Like I said, Igor was the only one I saw 50 million times, but I expected that too. And speaking of which, one of the big things that we haven't talked about, Bora the Salem Witch. She made it down to Spooky, and oh my god,
in the
summer, and Bora makes Spooky straight up. It could be no guests and just Bora, and it would be fucking fantastic.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
She came and found us in line, and that I didn't even notice she was behind, and she came over and gave me and Sabrina a huge hug and we were standing there talking and that for a while we were waiting in line, and it was really good to see her.
Yeah, I only saw her briefly. I saw her fucking around with Petey, and Petey was trying to dance with her, and watching her dance and Petey dance was quite a thing. It was quite a thing. Petey was kind of animated. It was yeah. But no, and especially watching Bora with kids. And if you guys haven't seen it, Salem's Black Hat Society, look her up on any social. She's next level. I mean, Rob, how would you describe Bora?
Bora is a force of nature. How about that?
Yeah.
Just on, funny as hell. It's not a routine. It's just this. It's a fully fleshed out persona. That's all I can say, and it's a riot.
She's very quick-witted, and I saw her in the video. I think that you posted, Demi, of her taking candy from strangers.
Yes.
From a strange child.
I was gonna say, watching her with kids is the best fucking thing in the world.
Yes.
Renee, I saw her Friday when we checked in.
I saw her briefly.
Yeah, just that one time, and then I saw her for just for 5 or 10 seconds on Saturday when she was hanging out with Mike or in line, and
Yeah.
that was it. It's like, so I know Bora was there, but not wherever I was apparently.
And it's something I'd love to put it out there. If Bora actually comes back, Bora involved with the costume contest, whether it's a judge or the MC. How funny would that be?
Oh, the MC would be a riot.
I would piss my pants.
Not that we want to take your job away from you, James.
No,
you do a
James,
very wonderful
we
job.
absolutely love you, but like a co-MC or something, or watching Bora up on. I want to see Bora up on stage.
Yeah, agreed. That would be
speaking of which, she needs to make it to the next program. Just saying. So
yes.
So I'm curious, like those of you in the chat, like what did you like and what did you not like all weekend? Because we're talking about what we liked and didn't like and what we heard about.
Let's ring in because we do got to wrap it up soon. But let's say what was the highlight and the low light? What was your moment of spooky? And what was the thing you'd say? Well, we need to work this out a little bit more.
Yeah, for me, I'm not sure if it's it's June and the parking. So the fucking hike. Yeah.
I'll say this. Our room was in the perfect spot. I was like a 3-minute walk from everything. So that's the one thing I absolutely cannot complain with.
But getting from vendor room to this room and I personally didn't think the panel room was big enough, but that's just me.
Oh yeah. Well, that's why we didn't go to the costume contest, because after being shoved in there for the Danny Elfman one, we were like, yeah, I don't know. I'm good.
Yeah, the panel room was far too small, in my opinion.
Definitely need a bigger panel room. Agreed.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But I did think the costumes were awesome this year.
I did too.
Like I said, I thought it was everyone stepped up from where it had been in previous years.
Spooky did as well as they could have, considering.
Yeah.
That I agree with. Marathon panels on Saturday. Really, Robbie.
There was like 3 or 4 good ones back to back.
Oh, it was like 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 5 6 o'clock. They were all of them. Saturday was like nuts for the panels. And I do want to say, yes, our room was great. But I want to say the vibe in the autograph room on Saturday reminded me of Old Spooky. And
okay.
We were there early in the morning, and we were kind of in and out, but it was always busy, but it wasn't shoulder to shoulder. It wasn't, I don't know. The vibe in the autograph room on Saturday was awesome.
Yeah.
And everybody was there to have a good time. It wasn't.
Everybody knew they were waiting in line. Yeah. Nobody was being an ass.
Right. And I didn't see people bring in, 4 or 5 pieces, but I didn't see the collector that's selling, 20 pieces of this or that, or, somebody who is just being obnoxious. I didn't see that. I'm sure that was there, but I don't know. The vibe in the autograph room was really cool on Saturday.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. All right. So here. Oh, go ahead, Mike. I'm sorry.
No, I didn't say anything. Sorry.
Oh, no, it was me.
Oh, well, no. Then I was gonna say the one thing. I'll interrupt you. I don't give a shit. Okay. Since we're talking about it, okay, the program for October.
Oh yeah, let's end on that. That's a good thing.
Really interesting. It's been
hold up, Harriet. We're gonna spotlight this.
Yes.
But let's see if not me, anybody but me.
What are you doing?
It's been a while since I've used this program. Bear with me.
What are we doing?
Son of a bitch!
What the fuck are we doing?
I was trying to get Harriet to. I was trying to have her hold it up so everyone could see it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Just click on her. I thought.
Doesn't work like that, apparently.
Okay. Oh, and one more thing before we get to the program. Actually, John reminded me the food options. I wasn't a fan because there was not really anything nearby. I don't know how you guys felt about the food.
No, I didn't have bad. Thursday we ate dinner at that restaurant at the hotel. It was good. Mm-hmm. We found a sports bar right across the street that we actually went to twice. Friday we walked to Buffalo Wild Wings for lunch and got their lunch special, and that gave us enough food to literally have dinner also.
Mike did it right, apparently.
Oh yeah, I liked it, and the food at the market, like John was saying, like the pizza was actually really good. They had a good special with the pizza, the wings, and garlic knots for a not bad price at all.
I had Subway.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I basically stuck with Uncrustables because
Yeah, their pizza was pretty good. I do.
Yeah.
The pizza was.
I was really surprised about that. Like I was surprised on how good it was.
Yeah.
By the way, Mike, did you get White Castle on the way home?
Oh, of course.
Good.
yeah,
course.
White Castle is near that.
Yeah,
That's true.
no, that's our tradition. Monday morning when we leave, we go instantly to White Castle and we get a case of 30 of them, and then we leave. And then that's my lunch and dinner for the rest of the week.
Oh my gosh.
That's good. Absolutely. All right. So anyway, program. So Rob, did you figure out how to highlight?
No, I didn't, and I'm not gonna. So just leave it at that.
Anyway, there we go. So the logo of Spooky Empire, and then Robert Romanus. So we're looking at a Fast Times at Ridgemont High reunion.
Yes.
With
And
Wu-Tang.
and he's wearing a pin on the program, which was very, very teeny tiny, and he's wearing a Wu-Tang pin.
And I think the what I have heard rumblings that Method Man is going to be there.
Well, PD told me that's what they have planned is to have.
Okay.
Well, I know he's on the ring now. He's
On the
touring.
circuit.
Yeah, on the circuit. That's what I mean.
Okay.
Method Man, so.
I
It will
think
make the Wu-Tang guy really happy. You know,
It's
the one
going to
that
make him
always
very. He may.
he's going to be
gonna blow up.
thrilled.
he's
Yeah.
gonna be rocking
He's
a
gonna
hard on the
implode.
entire weekend.
The Wu-Tang superhero that's always
Yeah.
so spooky. Yeah. But yeah, so Method Man, which interesting choice.
But we were looking at all the different conventions and stuff like that, and Robert Romanus is in a lot of them. And so we figured, okay, well, he's going to be doing the circuit, but I just don't know who else is coming and how he's going to tie into October. But I'm glad that he's coming because it's
Exactly. So that's what I wanted to talk about. It's like, okay, what do you think about the Fast Times at Ridgemont High choice, and Method Man and October, because basically this is the face everyone I've talked to has basically been like, and that's the face they've made. So,
if they get more cast from Fast Times, Jennifer Jason Leigh, Phoebe Cates, Judge Reinhold.
he's not getting Sean Penn. I'm saying it right there. Prove me wrong.
But if he got at least 2 more from Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I'd be happy. I mean, I'm like happy to meet Mike DeMone.
No, it's a Gen X thing. Absolutely. It's for those of us older fans. A lot of younger fans have no idea what Fast Times is.
Right.
So, but it's a very curious decision.
Agreed.
And I'm interested to see how it plays out for October. I'd say for the spring show, absolutely. October.
Yeah.
So
there's an expectation for something more. I mean, we just had Danny Elfman.
Exactly. So how do you come up from Danny Elfman? Agreed. So it's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, for the summer show, like a major horror personality for a summer show. So we're expecting something else for the October show.
Yeah, so it's going to be very curious to see. All right, so here's the thing. Let's do our who do you think he's getting from Fast Times? I'm thinking Judge Reinhold, Robert Romanus. Rob, did you think Phoebe Cates?
No, probably not.
So you don't think Phoebe Cates is going to do it?
No. Hold on. Give me just a second. I'm gonna give you a little something here. I'm digging. Just keep talk amongst yourselves for next extra minute.
Jennifer Jason Leigh, which
I don't. I think he would. I think Phoebe Cates would do it more than Jennifer Jason Leigh would. If Jennifer Jason Leigh comes, I'd be ecstatic.
Yeah,
she's done a lot of other stuff besides Fast Times.
See, now the one I want from Fast Times, kind of an extra, but Eric Stoltz.
Okay, I'll tell you who's going to come.
Okay.
Kelly Maroney is going to be there.
Yes. 9 of the Comet.
Yeah, okay. Kelly Maroney will be there because I'm just looking at where she shows up at other conventions or where, and so that's one. Hold on. Okay, that's it. So that'll be it then. Never mind. I thought there would be.
Yeah, I'm holding out for Eric Stoltz.
I get a Nightmare or a Night of the Comet poster because neither of them have been to Spooky ever.
Yeah, so that's going to be very interesting. And so, Mike, you're excited for Method Man, or?
No, I mean, it'd be cool to meet him. I mean, I like his music.
No, it's Interesting, because I don't think because most of the musicians that we've had at Spooky are usually, more like metal
or punk. We
side
never
of
had
things.
a
So
rapper.
this might be a first. So this is interesting.
I'm gonna just cross my fingers for Dougie Fresh.
Is he coming to promote anything? Is he coming as an actor or as a musician or as a rapper? Do we know?
That's a great question.
He's got a lot of stuff going on, and so I don't know though. I couldn't.
But then here's another one. God, and you guys can help me. I don't remember which Halloween it was. I want to say Halloween 6. I could be wrong. The one with Busta Rhymes. Is that 6?
Did you say Buster? That's Busta.
Busta. I said Busta.
Busta.
I think
The one with the reality show that they're doing. I want to say that was 6, and I think it was Busta Rhymes, right?
I think
I
so.
can't
Yeah, there's
remember.
someone in the chat that back me up there. But I was like, okay, Busta Rhymes, that could be cool. That kind of ties in. Just saying. All right.
Yeah.
And last thing to bring up, the fact that it's on Halloween this year. I have heard, we did the Oddity show yesterday, and there were a few vendors that we talked to that aren't going to make it to Spooky because it's Halloween, and they already have plans. And this is the second time it's been on Halloween, and so what do you guys think? Exactly.
Yeah. Personally, I'm a little okay with it because I decorate my yard in my house every year for Halloween, and we do not get trick-or-treaters because of where we are. We're kind of set back.
Trick-or-treating is kind of becoming a thing of the past, unfortunately.
Yeah, we're kind of off the main road and not a lot of people. We don't get a lot of traffic. So the fact that it's on Halloween, I'm okay with it. I get a lot of people especially a lot of new people who are coming, if they have kids or if they want to go party and do something else, but maybe this is the party that they want to go to. I don't know. But if they are, at that point where they're married and have kids, it's going to be difficult.
All right. No, you got it, Robbie. Absolutely.
Robbie and me are we will hold the faith for MC 900 Foot Jesus forever.
Yeah,
here's why I'm not a fan of.
Personally, I'm not a fan of it on Halloween because
I like to hand out candy because we are a big neighborhood for that, or we used to be anyway. But on top of that, we've got other plans for Halloween in New Orleans.
Yeah, and a lot of other people do because there's a lot going on Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
I'd prefer a weekend where I can just focus on Spooky, but so
yeah.
But basically, what I've heard from other people are still kind of like, they're either
but you know what?
excited
they always go. They people will complain, but they always go.
No, and they will, and I'm not taking away from that at all. But like I said, this is a show we talk about, the general consensus of everything that we've heard.
Yeah.
So, and that's what we've heard. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and there was other shit, but I don't remember what it was. So, doesn't fucking matter.
Cheryl, you live in the worst neighborhood ever.
No, you got to highlight that there.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that neighborhood that they live in has always been like that.
That's just
even from when I was a kid. And that.
All right. Well, on that positive note, let's just end the show now because I can't. Oh my God.
Yeah, I need a drink after that. Thank you guys for joining us. You know where to find us. Blah blah blah. Share with your friends. Blah blah blah. What the fuck ever. Okay, bye.
Bye. Have a beautiful time.
Well, that was fast. I had but you know.
What else? Sorry.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hold on.
So I'm sorry. I'm jumping all over the place. I'm sorry because I know Harriet probably checked it out and the rest of it didn't. The film festival. Harriet,
there was no film festival.
There wasn't. I thought there was.
No, there's the film festival is in October.
Then why did I think? Okay, never mind. I don't know what I'm talking about. Okay, love you, lady. Bye bye. Rob, what are you doing?
He can't find a button. Good thing.
Do you not understand technology?
We're still live.
Yeah.
Oh, well, screw it. Everybody.
What are we doing?
Good thing I didn't stand up.
Now there's the note we end on.